Welcoming you, highest value content in crypto, the crypto cycle, October Q4 2025. Here we are finally. Is it living up to our expectations? Not so fast, because most of the crypto industry is actually bearish. A lot of people are bearish, friends. I'm going to show you even more crypto KOLs bearish. And what's interesting is all of these crypto KOLs are what you would consider independent thinkers. Okay, and let me just define for you my terms. Okay, if you think we are going to top out in the next 30 to 90 days, you're bearish. You are sending a signal out to everybody following you that you should not be buying now, which means you're bearish, which means you think prices are too expensive because you don't think there's much longer. There are many crypto KOLs who think the end is coming now, and that's okay because we can all think stuff. I'm just going to show you that if we go back to 2021, friends, which is where everybody's speaking about, oh, the price action and the roundedness and the RSIs and the divergences, there is a key difference, friends. The PMI, a measure of where the crypto cycle is, so the business cycle, some would say the same thing, okay, as you all know here, friends. Altcoins follow the business cycle. Okay, we are now in month 35 of the PMI below 52. So if we go back to the common themes of double bubble alt season 2013, 2017, 2021, and they weren't really double bubbles, they were just alt season wave 1 and 2, right? But you'll see a common theme here. We started from PMI 57 rising, okay? And then we even topped out in the second one around 60. So you had PMI 57 and PMI 60. And then if you go to 2017, check this out. You had PMI 56. Okay, and then if you go to 2013, it was PMI 54, but it actually went up to 56. So you notice the theme, the range. PMI 54 up to 60, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So 54 to 60, you can see this right here. Okay, you notice a theme. This is the line of PMI 54, okay, 54. You notice that? Anything above that is expansion of the economy. Remember, PMI, friends, what is it? Is it the poop managers index? No. Is it the potatoes managers index? No, it's purchasing managers. They purchase employees. They purchase blue hair dye. They purchase boob jobs for the receptionist. They purchase vending machines. Do you get it? That's expanding. They track what they're doing around America. And for some reason, the American PMI tracks the world economy correlation way better than their measure of global PMI. Global is just every big company in the world. You can have your own theories about why it's like that. I think if you do global, it means a company's almost so big where if you're outside of America, it probably means that product market fit is so useful that, you know, it's not that much of a good read, I think. That's probably why, because you have an overrepresentation of super strong companies. And so maybe they can still keep expanding when everything in the economy is a bit spiraling down. Maybe they have a really good product market fit, like I said. You know, I mean, for example, like if you sold like basic foods and drinks, you know, even if there's a recession, you might still be able to be purchasing more. So I'm not exactly sure on that, but for some reason, the US manufacturing PMI, that's the one that tracks stuff the best. Okay, and if we go back to, like I said, to 2021, the common themes, right? PMI, 58, 59, 59. You see all these high 50s, these numbers. What are we right now? 49. We're below 50. We are contracting still. It's been 35 months of this. We're in ultra hard difficulty mode. This is literally the longest in recorded history from like 120 years since they started doing this data. It's actually, I think, since the 1880s. It's more like 140 years that we've been below 52 for this long. There has been periods where you blow the floor out, but then you expand back to 52 and it's volatile. We just haven't got that. We've just been like, you know, compressed for a long time. I'm still waiting though. Okay, that's what I'm still doing, friends. I'm just going to show you as well. There are other crypto KOLs. You got to remember, a lot of them are bearish. I mean, like, look at the stuff I'm seeing as well. Smalting, top, and then for jail, trying to ignore what happened the last time ZeCash pumped last cycle. This is Barry Shilbert with his fat pudgy head. Now, ZeCash, friends, it's a relic of the past. It's one of the coins from 2017. It's meant to be privacy focused. But what's been happening with it is it started to pump. And I'll show you ZeCash on the daily chart. ZeCash had a huge spike up, 176%. Pretty cool. Starting to rise up, but everyone's scared because, in the last cycle, 2021, when this thing started moving, it was pretty much game over. If you're curious, well, where did ZeCash go? I mean, you can draw a fib from 2018, bottom to the top. All it could do was come back to the 0.382. This is like really bad. This is like 11x from the low. You gotta remember, Ethereum did a 50x from the low. So like that's how horrible this is. If you want to see the real chart, you want to look at the ZEC BTC ratio, and you can just pretty much see death. That's this is a real chart. Okay, so and why is that? I think the inflation and stuff out here of the coin. So you can't even see what everyone's really arguing about here. That's why if you chart in USD, friends, you get this Fugazi measurement. You don't really know what's going on. But that's why it's concerned a few people. And by a few people, I mean like pretty much half of crypto Twitter. Because they're like, oh no, I see that the risky trash stuff is actually starting to move. What happens? Look, man, if stablecoin super cycle is coming and privacy is going to be a thing and Liberty Swap Finance is probably going to make use of the railgun technology, we might just see some privacy narrative come back. I don't know. Just having a guess here. You let me know what you think. What we'll do now, friends, is in a very family-friendly way, let's play some angel music. And let's swim together in the next scene. You and I swimming together. We're keeping it professional here. Professional and family-friendly. Chris Burniske, friends, he's a VC, a crypto VC. He cops a lot of hate because he was bullish on TIA. He's got a VC, and TIA's down like 90% like everything else. That's Molestia, TIA. Now, we understand how product market fit is very tough, right? I think Molestia, friends, I forgot what they were trying to do, but it was either them or Mantle. Basically, what HyperLiquid is, one of them was trying to do it. And they just never got the vertical stratosphere escape velocity of it. And then just the mind share went to HyperLiquid. It's very tough in this game. If you're trying to compete on tech, friends, it's hard because someone can always copy paste you, do better code and upgrade, okay? What you can't copy paste is the community. Now, Chris Burniske, friends, he's notorious for when things are like at macro bottoms, he starts to talk about, hey, it's wise to be accumulating down here. He talks gentle like that. When we're at macro tops, he comes out and says, you know what, now's the time. We've run a long time taking profit, okay? So, even Ivan, other crypto KOLs, that they refer to him a lot. He's actually bearish right now. So he goes, people have been so skittish that October may punish the head jaws bigly. Hearing from desks that Q3 ended with quite a bit of selling, much of which has abruptly paused now that we've entered Q4. All of that said, I still think it's a general time to be booking some profits. And I may share more about my personal approach to that soon. I'm a consistent but patient seller at these levels and higher for most crypto assets. While I do raise cash, I aim to stay significantly allocated, especially to Bitcoin, as I feel naked without it. So that is a word salad VC way of saying I'm taking profit. So they don't actually come out and say to you like, oh, I am click sell now. What they're saying, see, you notice he goes, oh, I like Bitcoin. No altcoins. You see that? Also, I'm a consistent seller. What that means is I expect everything to be topping out between 1 and 90 days between the end of the year. It's consistent selling. What does that mean? Oh, I'll be selling like 5% on my portfolio every week, pretty much. Consistent selling. That's what it basically means. Remember, friends, people have different expressions of how they relay to everyone that they're bearish or they're bullish. And everyone's scared of like sticking their neck out for reputation when it comes to these. But he is bearish, pretty much bearish. Like most crypto KOLs, they hold the view that the crypto cycle's over between 0 and 90 days. So how is this going to resolve? I don't know, but here's Aaron. Here is a short version of his post. All of that said, I'm a maggot. So, Mr. Joey Walker, are you an AI, sir? Yes, I think you're an AI because you're not following me. Gosh, man, we got to do something about these AIs, man. They're freaking... Here you go. Reverse psychology for the algorithms. Beautiful. I can't tell anymore, man. Bloody Jeets cheating around. Wow, that's a pretty strong take. Another AI. Jeez, man. They're just... Gosh, this AI. We need proof of humanity, friends. POF, proof of friendship, proof of elbows. I want to see your sharp elbows, please. That's why I shared with you the PMI, friends. The purchasing managers... Just like, and by the way, it's not just PMI. So just so you know, I could share with you, there's literally 13 other data points. there's no point sharing them all a single time because they all say the same thing. Consumer sentiment, housing permits, new home sales, or the ratio of retailers, whatever, all this other stuff, they say the same thing, okay? Pretty much PMI just summarizes all of it, okay? Let me know where you stand. I'm still holding, but we've got to, we're aware. It seems like, hey, we've moved the goalposts. The time is now. Yeah, but remember, we're waiting for euphoria. That's my strategy. If I check again, friends, right now, I'll give you a live update. The Coinbase App Store ranking is 286. Rank 286. Remember, it's not even top 10 to be worried at all, even though it can move fast. A lot of people are also concerned about the stock market. Okay, but even before that, friends, remember, the 4-year cycle Jeets are the final non-believers remaining. I want them out in this Q4. We should all cheer for them to click sell and leave. Okay? Thank you to Mr. Lucky Luke as well. Agree. If we get them out at the first retrace, we're going to have a huge wave too. There we go, sir. Well done. And Mr. Hex Jam Hex, thank you very much, sir.
I want to cheat it. To the cheat dance.
Cheat to the Jeet town. Oh man, what a great song. I think we've all replayed that song. I want to cheat it. It's such a great song, man. As well, Mr. Turn Salty, hear me out. Everyone loves their little bedtime story. Markets move in 4-year cycles. Yes. The thing is, remember, it's traditionally the distance of 4 years has been the government bond debt rollover, but they haven't done it yet. So whatever, I'm going to keep holding. It's a believer cycle after all. I want to show you some AI crypto stock stuff, friends. So this is the Magnificent 7, the top 7 stocks. They're moving up, but you can see that stocks, right, they correlate to earnings. So this is trailing earnings per share. You see how it goes up over time? It follows the same path. That's why stocks, they're weighed by how much earnings you make in the company, because no one cares about each company. So it's just you're measuring dollar for dollar. Right? With crypto, it's different. With crypto, you break the rules because you're living in a city. Well, so in crypto, when you own a token, you are the product. That's different to stocks. With stocks, there's a product and there's a share. They're separated. Okay? With crypto, they are one in the same. Because with crypto, it's literally living in a digital city, right? Okay? When you purchase land, you're living in the land. That's how digitally how it works in crypto, right? You can't separate them, right? In stocks, you can when it comes to earnings. Now, we don't know how long it's going to be like this for. A lot of people, Arthur Gaze and everyone else out here, they think it's all going to come down to revenues and buybacks. I don't know, bro. The best crypto has no revenue and buybacks. Its name is Bitcoin. XRP is the 3rd largest crypto. 0 revenue and buybacks. Cardano, rank 11, barely any fast EVM tech or anything, bro. So, but they're looking at them that these things are overvalued and everything else is cheap. I mean, it's just hard for me to look at these and go, oh, you have been overvalued for 8 years. I don't know, bro. I think if you say a market's overvalued for 8 years, surviving multiple booms and busts, I think it's your thinking of the market that's wrong. I think the market's right. You let me know what do you think, friends. So obviously what I'm getting at is people are holding this stuff. I know everyone expects to get rich. They want to get rich. They're betting on growth. We know that. However, they're not equating dollar for dollar, which means it really is like living in a city. So for example, where you decide to live, the tax rates of your city, you consider it, but it's not everything. Okay. What are the other factors? It's like 20 variables, right? Is there hospitals there? Maybe you like the beach. What's the weather like? Very important. Do you have family there? Your parents, schools, right? What's the traffic like? Is there war? Yeah, these are other things, right? These are other things to think about. Like if Syria, literally if Syria said, hey, we'll give you 1% income tax rate. Everybody come on board. You're not moving. Yeah, you're not moving. What about if China said, oh, we'll give you 5% income tax rate? A lot of people in America, everyone will say, well, I just can't speak the language. My family's here. I'm not leaving. You see? So we make different decisions. We factor different things when it comes to networks and what we sit in, what we decide to sit in. With stocks, though, sector to sector, we're all equating dollars. It's very homogenized. Okay, that's why. But stocks have different sectors, carry different PE multiples, with how expensive on average they trade. However, the meme of stocks, you know, all the investors, that's what they look at. They look at, oh, you're one company, you're making shampoo products, you know, you're earning, you know, $100 million a year, and you're another company, you make orange juice, you're making $100 million a year. They equate those things, right? In crypto, it's different. In crypto, we say, oh, HyperLiquid, you are making a buy and burn of like $87 million a year. Bitcoin, you have zero. Okay? If they're not equating the two. Because when you say Bitcoin, the meme in everyone's head is they go, no, it's the first, it's the oldest network, credible neutrality, it's cool, Satoshi. You throw all these other things in here. Now, I'm the one who's been sharing this all with you, friends. I'm here to serve you, the people. You are my friend. I'm your friend too. You don't hear this in other places. They don't speak like exactly what I'm speaking to you about. They say, oh, this thing has got a buy and burn. This is making money. Sell it for buy that. Like Arthur Gaze will do that, but then he'll go dump that stock anyway. And as we know in a bear market, friends, see, the market's smart, friends. In a bear market, everything drops 95% anyway, even volume and activity. So, you know, that's why people holding Bitcoin, it's a super long duration asset. People holding Bitcoin, they're not gonna just go dump it and buy HyperLiquid. Because maybe in their mind, they go, you know what? HyperLiquid might get overtaken in 3 years. There's been like 4 perp dexes before. Right? Its buy and burn might drop 95% activity. But I think crypto is going to be here forever. It's the same like as people holding gold, friends. Gold has what, like 22 trillion, 25 trillion market cap. There are people holding gold. They don't care how much money is made in Apple. They don't care how much money Tesla makes. Because they're holding gold for a different reason. They're holding gold because they want to access the world's oldest network. And analog money. Okay? Not government bonded. Right? So they don't want to sell that and then go join the system. They don't care. They don't care how much money Tesla makes. Gold makes nothing. Gold's inert. There's no cash flow. Do you see? So how we value, friends, that's why it's important to understand your market and like what do people value, right? Like, for example, friends, humans, this happens in every industry. Like if women are selling lipstick, right, in the women's industry, lipstick, you might have 2 lipstick. One's pink and the other was also pink. But one of them has the Kylie Jenner logo, KJ, right? And the other one, let's say it has, let's say rotting teeth from one of those, you know, let's say just, it has like, you know, the rotting teeth, the smoking kills you type of advertisements. You see what I mean? Like women will be like, oh, Kylie Jenner, I recognize her. I feel sexy. I'm going to get that one. And they might do the exact same thing. All right. And also with men as well. We do the same thing too, friends. If you have a 20-year-old, let's say he wins lottery and he wants to impress babes, he sees a Ferrari and then he sees some like Batmobile car. You know, 19 out of 20 kids are going to choose a Ferrari. Because in their mind, they're like, oh, I value this. This is, I'm imagining hot babes walking around me, giving me orange juice, feeding me grapes. People sharing with me their fluffy slippers and wanting to take pictures with me. You know, that's what they're thinking in their mind. So they're not just equating a car with a car. Or they're both hunks of metal, right? They both have 4 wheels. You see? So it's important to understand perception and value. It's subjective, but you really got to understand what people actually want. Right. So even with stocks, friends, the next big frontier is AI. Okay. Now with AI, they are investing in AI, all these big companies at 30% growth per year. So everybody is taking a big bet on AI changing the world. And friends, see these earnings going up. The stock market has been supported by these strong fundamentals. So a lot of people saying stocks are expensive, yada, yada, but stocks are being supported by these. Now, it's not going to last forever, but right now you're just seeing literally the S&P 500 go to the moon still. Okay, that's why when you're seeing major loser power cut rates, it's not cutting in a freaking weak economy. It's cutting because rates should be lower. With that, that's why, yeah, this time is different. At the risk of saying that, yeah, this time is different. The PMI was low. The economy has just shocked everybody. But if you watch my OG Your Friend Tommy videos and tweets and stuff, I always told you, look, the zombie virus was such a shock that it's likely we're not going to see a black swan for another like 15 years. Why? Because, friends, I remember with the GFC, because I was black swanned. Obviously, I wasn't investing, but I was black swan and everybody else was. So because this was so vicious, it took a very long time for the market to ever rinse everybody out until the zombie virus here. So this is something what happens in markets, friends. So you become anti-fragile. When you get shaken out, shake, and bitch slap, you become stronger and wiser. And you don't want to take on too much risk. That's exactly what happened with altcoins. That's why I personally, and I could go to zero, but yeah, I feel confident in altcoins. Very confident. I feel very fine. Because I speak to everyone. Everyone's a strong hand. Everybody's a believer. Everyone's a strong hand. Everyone, yeah, it's painful, but everyone's strong. I know everyone's strong. Look what they've survived through, right? That's ultimately what you look for. I want to ride with strong hands, yeah? I don't want to be holding stuff when I see hordes and waves of people coming in who, you know, they're putting in $300,000 of leverage from their home because they're just looking for a 2x, you know, when they've been calling crypto a scam for 4 years. Yeah, we're not at that time. That's euphoria. That might be Coinbase App Store ranking #1. They might be $1 billion ICOs. Like, I don't want to see people throwing in money into ICO vortexes because they missed out on stuff and now they're finally coming in. That's actually the end of the stuff, okay? I haven't seen that. Now, a lot of people believe that's all going to happen in the next 90 days. I don't think so. Personally, I just don't think so. Stablecoin, super cycle, and all these other things, they just need more time to play out, in my opinion. And my opinion doesn't mean much. Okay, so putting it all together, friends, I'm not getting out. The 4-year cycle Jeets, remember I've been telling you all year, they're all selling this year. But I don't know, they might just move the goalposts. You never know, friends. A lot of them are watching me. A lot of them do watch me. Friends, the only thing missing, right, and I place no value on what I'm about to tell you in terms of, like, I don't care about the trophy cabinet of more subscribers or anything. Okay, but the only thing missing is, like, just a couple of green monthly candles. That's it. You know, this is PulseChain's price, right? Even within PulseChain, if PDI just grabs the 1 cent zone and it starts trading at 2 or 3 cents, I mean, that's it. Like, we're gonna go absolutely ballistic if that happens, right? Now multiply that. You want to throw jet fuel on the fire? Throw PulseChain at like 3x sack price. Pulse, you know what I mean? Like, we've killed it. We've run circles around everybody. At that point, we're not there yet, though. We're not there yet. You know, if you're feeling a lot of pain, I just want you to know you're not alone. I feel the exact same thing. Okay, but like, I hope you appreciate. I've shown you the macro stuff. I'm like, look, man, I'm waiting for that to turn. It hasn't turned yet, even though we've run out of time on the clock. Yeah, but the cycle hasn't turned yet. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's been raining for 3 days. Right, and you really want to go to the park on Saturday with me. We want to go to the park, have a picnic, orange juice, maybe play some cards, smoke some shisha, roll around in the grass, play on the swings, okay? That's what 2 normal adult friends do. So if let's say it's, you know, we say, hey, let's go. It's been raining a long time. It's been raining for 3 days. Surely it'll clear up by Saturday, right? And it's still raining Wednesday, Thursday, right? Thursday, otherwise known as Thor's Day, the day of Thor. Friday, otherwise known as Friday, Freer's Day. Okay? And we're like, you know, it's been raining forever. I mean, like, you know, let's go to the park on Saturday. Yeah, but Saturday's still raining. That's exactly what it's been like. Okay? So, you know, would you still go out to the park? Even though, like, oh, it's been raining 7 days in a row. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still raining. You know, we hoped it would get better. It's just not. When you have that perspective, you're just waiting for a traffic light to turn green. We still haven't got that green. Which makes you think, right, who's going to be the sucker to buy the top? I don't know. We either need to get intergalactic massive news next year, or we just run to 2027. Because look what happened this year, right? But we'll see. A lot of people are going to be, they are selling. They click and sell. God bless you, bro. I'm staying in. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.